In this problem, we are given tangent theta is equal to 8 over 19. We are told that theta terminates in quadrant 1, and we're asked to find the secant of 2 theta. So first thing I'm going to do here is draw a picture, and we have an angle that terminates in quadrant 1, so we're going to have something like this. Here's our angle theta, and tangent is defined to be opposite over adjacent. So opposite over adjacent here would tell me that the opposite side is 8 and the adjacent side is 19. Using Pythagorean theorem here, 8 squared is 64, 19 squared is 361. When you add those together, that's 425. So the hypotenuse is the square root of 425, and that simplifies to 5 square roots of 17. So 5 times the square root of 17 is our hypotenuse. So this then will allow us to figure out both the cosine of theta and the sine of theta. We're going to need both, or at least that's one way to work this problem. So looking at our picture here, the cosine of theta will be adjacent, which is 19, over hypotenuse. So that's 19 over 5 square root 17. I'm not going to bother to rationalize denominators here. It's not necessary. And then the sine of theta, we know by definition that that is opposite over hypotenuse. So our opposite side in this picture is 8. Our hypotenuse is 5 times the square root of 17. So opposite over hypotenuse will be 8 over 5 square roots of 17. Now, the reason I wanted to find both of these is because I now want to find the cosine of 2 theta. So cosine 2 theta, we have 3 different choices for the identity to use. Personally, I like this one best, just because you don't have to get a common denominator. You'll already have one. Every time you use this form of the identity, it won't be necessary to find a common denominator. It will already be there. So cosine squared theta, that would be 19 over 5 square roots of 17 squared minus 8 over 5 square roots of 17 squared. So if I square 19, that's 361. If we square the 5 and square the square root of 17, that turns into 25 times 17, and that is 425 back again. And then 64 comes from the 8 squared, and again 425 for the denominator. And this is what I mean by we already have a common denominator. So if we're going to subtract 361 minus 64, that's going to make 297 over 425. Now, since we were being asked to find the secant of 2 theta, we now have what we need to figure this out. Secant of 2 theta is 1 over the cosine of 2 theta because of the reciprocal identity. So secant 2 theta is the reciprocal of cosine 2 theta. We have the cosine of 2 theta here that we just figured out. So secant of 2 theta will be 425 over 297. Now, there are other ways this problem could have been worked. I'm just picking one that I consider to be, if not the easiest way, then certainly one of the most straightforward ways to work it out. Again, drawing a picture is very helpful to most students. So draw an accurate picture at the beginning of these problems and you can greatly increase your chance of successfully completing the problem. So 425 over 297 is our final answer here.